What's up YouTube, and welcome to my channel, Cup of Joe. In this video, I just want to quickly kind of go over who I am and what I want this channel to be about. So my name is Joe, hence the name of the channel, Cup of Joe, and I really like coffee also, which is, it's a pun. Anyway, my name is Joe, and I'm a student at the University of Cincinnati. I'm currently going into my senior year, and my major is in software development. Now, software development is kind of a broad term, so I've basically chosen to do web development, and that's kind of what this channel is about. I've had 3 co-ops, which are like internships, and I've also worked for 3 additional semesters of part-time. So I've had a good like 2 years of solid experience in web development specifically. I've talked to a lot of people, and when I mentioned that I do web development, they said that they've been wanting to get into that or express some sort of desire to kind of understand a little bit more. So that's really what this channel is all about. It's about me sharing my experiences. We'll head over to the computer and actually code some things, and I'll just kind of give you a primer on a few concepts, a few ideas, and some things that can get you started in web development. I want you to be able to build a website for yourself, for someone else, for whatever reason, and to learn while doing that and to grow as a web developer. So without further ado, let's hop over to the computer here. We're just gonna download and install a couple of things that will get you started. So we're over here on the computer. We're gonna just download a few things to get you started. So I'm gonna open a new window here. And the first thing you want to install is Node.js. Click on the first link. Basically, it'll bring you to this page. So you have your Windows installer, Mac OS installer, and if you go to a different page, just go to the downloads page and you'll come right here. So if you're on Windows, click this guy. If you're on Mac, this guy. You can ignore that. Basically, you just want to download this. I'm going to save it, and then I'm going to open it up. It'll open this installer. I'll load for just a second, and you'll say, next and accept the agreements. So just go through these and accept the defaults. That will install Node.js on your computer. I'm just going to cancel that because I've already installed it. Now, what exactly is this Node.js thing which you've just installed? Basically, Node.js is kind of an engine for JavaScript that will allow you to run JavaScript on your computer. I'll give you a quick example near the end of this video, but before we do that, we need to install a development IDE or text editor. I use VS. It's actually called Visual Studio Code, and you can say download up here, and that'll bring you to this. You can download for Windows or for Mac, or this is Linux. So download that and install it, and this is going to be your development environment. This is going to be the tool that you will use to start coding. So once you do that, there's a few things you can do to basically ensure that you have installed everything correctly. So when you open your Visual Studio environment, you will see this screen, this welcome screen. You'll see start. You see recent. I've opened some things recently, and then a bunch of help links, and then, a bunch of other stuff over here. So I'm just gonna click X, and that'll bring me to kind of like this blank screen here. Now, we're going to quickly check that Node is correctly installed on your computer. To do that, you can go up to Terminal and go to New Terminal. Okay, that'll open it up here. And type in pwd for present working directory. You should see something like this. If it's on Mac, it'll be a little bit different. Now, basically, to check if Node is correctly installed on your computer, you can run node space-v and then hit enter. And that should give you this version number. If this version number is not exactly as you see on the screen, that's totally fine. So now that you know you have Node installed, you can just do one more check, and that is npm-v and hit enter. And when you do that, that should give you the version of NPM. And NPM is basically just short for Node Package Manager. Just basically is a tool that allows you to download some external libraries and manage them in an easy and efficient way. Now, a question I asked before is, what does this Node.js engine do? So I'm going to demonstrate to you kind of something that we can do here. So I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to go to Open Folder. And what I'm going to do is just create a new folder here. I'm going to call this Test 1219, just because it's December 19th. Open it up and say Select Folder. Okay, so Once that loads, you'll see over here that this folder is open, but there's nothing in it because it's just an empty folder. And there's nothing on your screen because, you haven't selected a file to open. So let's go over here. You can click this icon and say new file, or you can say right click, new file. We're going to just create a test.js file. Now a JS file is basically just a JavaScript file. And now in here, you can start writing some JavaScript. This basically just is a string here. We're going to open up a new head terminal. You can see that our head terminal is placed in this test1219 folder here, okay? And now we can say node test.js. You don't see any output because we're not outputting anything here. So let's add a console.log test string and then save that. Always make sure you save or else these things won't run. And then we can say node test.js and hit enter. There we go. Hello YouTube. This console logged it right there. Now, just as like a final thing, if you're messing around with some JS files, it's a really great way to learn. Now, what you can install is called Nodemon, N-O-D-E-M-O-N. And you would install that by saying npm install -g Nodemon. Now, this npm package is basically just like your base command. Install is saying that you are installing a package. -g means that it is global, so that this package will be available anywhere on your computer, not just in this folder. If you don't add this -g, it will just be available in this folder and you won't be able to use it everywhere. But this is a really useful tool. I'll show you exactly what it does. We'll say npm install -g nodemon, hit enter, and that'll just install for just a second. So that installed. If it fails, you might need to do sudo npm install -g nodemon, and then because it is sudo, you're using your administrative abilities of the computer, you might also have to enter your password afterward. Once you've got Nodemon installed, you can once again check it with nodemon-v. That should give you a version number. Oh, it says there's an update available. Interesting. Okay, I'll ignore that for now. But so just as before where we said node test.js, we can now say nodemon test.js. And what this will do is it will basically say clean exit, waiting for changes before we restart. Let's go up here. We can change this to world and say save, and it'll restart for us down here. And you can see hello world. So now you can do some really interesting things, like this is just a very simple for loop, and we're gonna hit save. So what this did is it said console logged this string here, which is right here, and then it iterated through I from 0 to 9 and console logged that number. And then it exited because that's the end of the script here. So this is a really easy way to start a JavaScript file and run some basic JavaScript and kind of do that in a very efficient and user-friendly way. You don't have to click all these buttons. You just write some code, console.log, I'm writing some code, and then hit save. And it'll say, hello world, 0 through 9. I'm writing some code. And that's basically it. That's what Node is all about, is it just enables you to run JavaScript on your computer. And it's actually a base for a lot of web projects that are very current nowadays. Alright, so that's about it for today. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to subscribe, go ahead and subscribe. And if you have any questions about web development or about me, or just if you want to know like what coffee I'm drinking, throw a message down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So that's it. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys at some point in the future. See ya.